Welcome to DACOM Digital. It's time to listen to the latest crypto and DeFi market integrity news and enlightening interviews with industry thought leaders. This episode welcomes Joshua Frank, co-founder and CEO at The Tie, with Chen Arad, COO and Co-Founder at Solidus Labs.
Hello, everyone. I have here with me Josh Frank, the CEO and founder of The Tie. First of all, before we go into The Tie's amazing work and how it makes crypto markets better and create transparency for investors, I want to say, Josh, I'm constantly inspired by your amazing crypto Shabbat initiatives. Josh, for anyone who doesn't know, hosts some of the most fun Shabbat dinners in the crypto space.
I didn't know there was a lot of competition there.
Well,
fun until another entry. There's not a big moat around my crypto Shabbats.
No, but anyway, he's for any member of the tribe in crypto, it's very unlikely that they don't know Josh. But also there are a lot of other reasons to know him. So Josh, I guess first of all, The Tie does amazing work providing really accessible data to understand crypto markets better. Where are you guys right now? What's exciting? What's going on at The Tie that's exciting, and what's coming up?
Yeah, so today we've become the leading provider of data to institutions in crypto. And so the reason that we exist is if you go out today and you ask 20 different funds how they're staying on top of crypto from an information perspective, every single one of them will give you a totally different answer. Everyone's on Telegram and in Discord and in and Twitter, but everyone's on all sorts of different websites. And so what we really do is bring everything together in a consolidated interface for our clients. And so we have market data, derivatives data, sentiment data, on-chain data, macroeconomic data, NFT data, private company fundraising data, like you name it, on a single interface. And the thing that we do, which is cool, that no one does in crypto or traditional capital markets, is we allow our clients to bring their own data onto the platform. So imagine on a single interface, you can visualize, you can build custom dashboards with all of our data, any third-party data that you're interested in. So imagine as a client of Bloomberg, you could bring in data from FactSet or IHS. That's what we enable.
Oh, wow.
But also all of your own data. And so you're imagining you're at a big fund that's got like a growth equity team, a quant team, a research team, a trading desk. Every single one of those teams wants to get very different information. And we enable you to basically build custom interfaces and dashboards with all of that information, which is just a total game changer because, this with crypto, this market is so disparate. Imagine being able to support all these different blockchains. Like there's so many random chains out there. Like I'm not saying they're random, but like Clayton and CeeLo and all these different blockchains, it's impossible for one vendor to support every single data set. And so what we're really focused on is workflow for clients. You asked where we're going. So today we're really focused on data. We have over 100 of the largest hedge funds in the world on the platform, $100 billion crossover funds.
Oh, wow.
Traditional crypto native funds, market makers, quant funds, you name it. And what we're really doing is we're trying to build the network effect around our users, right? We have the largest institutional user base in the space. And so now what we're doing is actually connecting our users via messaging. So one of the biggest challenges that you have today is a lot of OTC transactions happen on Telegram. And that's a massive problem because people are getting scammed all the time. Messages are getting deleted. They're getting edited. And so we're not actually facilitating trading. We're just enabling our clients to message on a platform where they know who their counterparties are. When you're messaging, X person at Y company, you're actually messaging that email address. You're not messaging some random person. And so we're increasingly moving just from data into messaging and then full kind of institutional workflow.
Every time I talk to you, your work sounds even more compelling. That's really exciting. And thank you for, creating that, for people to be able to understand the market better and specifically, people from traditional finance to be able to understand the market better.
I like to describe us as the most Web 2 company in Web 3. We're the most, we are a traditional SaaS picks and shovels business that could be operating in any industry. We just happen to be operating in crypto.
Oh, now I'm upset that I didn't think about that description first for Solidus.
You guys are in the same boat. So I think us, and there's a couple other companies that are kind of in that, like Chainalysis, for example, they're in that same boat of it's just a business that happens to be in crypto. There's nothing Web3 about it other than the fact that it's in, it's a SaaS recurring revenue data business, right?
Well, fair enough. It's a really interesting way of thinking about it, but I guess as we're thinking about that, and from your vantage point, someone who really, at the end of the day, as the CEO of a company that provides clarity, let's talk a little bit about DeFi. And specifically, we're here at Permissionless. Without a question, when this conference was being organized, no one was expecting what happened last week with the Terra Luna ecosystem.
The biggest party. It was sponsored by them. Yeah.
No comment, as they say. But I did hear that. But I guess, and you talked a little bit about, kind of traditional business models that help make Web3 better.
Yeah.
So I guess what's your take about what happened last week? At Solidus, we're very focused on preventing market manipulation, and that of course means understanding trading dynamics better. We work with DeFi protocols and other platforms on stuff like that. But I do want to hear from your vantage point.
By the way, guys, if you haven't reached out to Chen and Asaf and set up a demo of Solidus yet, if you have an exchange, really recommend doing it. If you're a regulator, staying on top of the space, these guys are the best. I only nothing but great things to say about these guys.
First of all, thank you, Josh. You're too kind. I'm blushing, and now I completely lost my chain of thought.
We were talking about what happened last week with DeFi.
Right. So I guess, look, I mean, there are a lot of different questions you can ask about it. So I'll make it broad and simple because I'm really curious to hear your thoughts. But, from your vantage point, what could have been done to prevent this, and if at all? Obviously,
due
I have
diligence.
Okay, interesting. And I guess what are the kind of ramifications for the space as we move forward and for your business?
Yeah, look, I think the industry needs unbiased information broadly. And I think specifically, we just need research from companies that don't also own assets. We do a little bit of research, but I'm not saying that's us. We're not really a research provider, but we need to have third-party unbiased research, diligence, ratings. People need to look into these assets more. Because I think this was preventable because there were a lot of people that were blowing the whistle here. I mean, I don't describe myself as an expert at any individual token. I think I understand infrastructure businesses. But it seems like this could have been preventable because there were a lot of people that did blow whistles and no one really wanted to listen to them. And so the ramifications are actually very interesting. First is I hope it, basically, brings on better businesses that help to try to, identify this stuff. And if you do, by the way, if somebody builds crypto ratings or, is doing smart contract audits or any of this kind of stuff, and you want distribution, I want to be your customer. So reach out to us. We'd love to bring your data to our platform because we produce a ton of data, but we also aggregate a lot of information. So I think that's definitely needed. In terms of the knock-on effects of this, I think there's a few. The first, which no one is talking about, is there are a lot of retail lending businesses that were actually built on the back of Anchor that raised VC money. They're done. I mean, they're totally done. I mean, their clients are never going to see their money again. There were a number of funds in this space that were yield farming strategy funds. If that fund is down 5, 10, 20%, it's done because it's not a fund that's going to return 30%. They're trying to return 10 or 15% a year. Once you're down, it's hard to get back to the high water mark. I think there's going to be an impact there. I think it's going to cause funds to be a bit more careful, which is a good thing. I think it hurt a lot of funds. I think it's going to bring regulatory scrutiny, which is a good thing. I think it's time for some regulatory clarity. So please, regulators, just clarity. Just tell us what we need to do. I don't care what you decide. Just give us clarity.
Well, I have a very good friend, Alex Royals. He's at Galaxy Digital in the UK, and he once told me very wisely that regulatory clarity is frustrating for innovators. It's a natural part of innovation, but it's also an opportunity to do the right thing.
Well, you can't do the right thing until you know what you should be doing.
That's fair, but you can do your best.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think you guys are doing your best.
And I think many in the industry, it's really kind of amazing to see how far the industry has come.
Yeah.
And there's a compelling effort to provide transparency. Obviously, the tie is an important part in that, and to do our best, as you said. But yes, obviously, regulators should also do our best, and I know many of them are. And I guess on that note, maybe on an optimistic kind of note to finish, who is your favorite crypto regulator? It doesn't have to be an agency. It could be someone individual.
My favorite. I'm not picky. I love all of you guys. You're all the best. I have no favorites, but I mean, obviously we all know who the queen of crypto is. I mean, I don't even need to say it. You know who I'm talking. I mean, Hester is the queen.
Hashtag crypto mom.
I think we all love Hester. So, but look, I think this is a collaborative effort. We need, whether it's in the Senate, in the House, right, at a state level. I think we need clear, transparent regulation, and we need people to help champion this industry because there is, and no one's talking about this, but there is so much innovation that's coming out of crypto that's going to, crypto in my mind is just another asset class. It's not like this. Crypto is not disrupting the entire world. People still need commodities, right? It's not disrupting that. It's another asset class, but there's so much talent. There's so much innovation. There's so much excitement. So many traditional brokerages, I think, are going to get disrupted by crypto exchanges, right? I think there's so much opportunity. Let's embrace that. Let's encourage innovation. and let's work together because there's a ton of nonsense, but let's work together to like get rid of that nonsense. Like that should be a collaborative effort because there's a lot of real activity, real companies, and real talent like these beautiful folks at Solidus that I think we should be highlighting.
Josh, it's such a pleasure to have you here. And I think if I can kind of take away some of the main messages I'm hearing from you, first of all, due diligence and awareness, and just be more mindful of the fact that it's still a new industry and we need to be careful.
Well, I think this is the quote that you should take away. Everyone is a genius in a bull market.
You know what? I'll stop it here because I don't think it gets any better than that. Josh, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for the amazing work that Ty does. And for just being an awesome guy. And for the Shabbat dinners.
Thanks for having me on, Ty.
This episode of .com Digital was brought to you by Solidus Labs. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and be sure to join the conversation by following us on LinkedIn and Twitter.